John Jones just defeated Stipe Miocic, UFC 309. Let's talk about it. First, before we dive into this, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment whatever you want. I'll respond to them, whatever. First, we're going to start off with BoNichol. BoNichol versus Paul Craig. This was a good fight, man, and BoNichol actually surprised me. First of all, I just want to point this out. I don't think BoNichol wanted. He did not want to grapple with the Paul Craig at all, and I was surprised by that. But at the same time, I thought of it. I was like, it would be a big risk for BoNichol to really grapple with Paul Craig like that. I could definitely see Paul Craig putting Bo in a submission. I can't lie. And BoNichol recognized that, and he felt comfortable on the feet. And if you feel comfortable on the feet, what's the point of wrestling? You know. So BoNichol did not shoot at all, and it was a right decision. I thought BoNichol. It was a very, very close round one. He could have gave it to Bo. He could have gave it to Craig. It doesn't matter. Don't care about that round. Second round, BoNichol. Easily BoNichol. Third round, BoNichol. BoNichol did an amazing job here as far as striking. He showed a lot of improvement. And he showed that just one move, the overhand right, can work. Paul Craig, a little retarded. Has something going on in his head. Very intimidating, though. Very intimidating guy. And I think that did get to BoNichol a little bit in the first round. But BoNichol just stayed patient and just chose the shots he liked. Now, yeah, so he won this pretty cool. A lot of people would call this a fraud check. I don't think it's a fraud check. Paul Craig is good. He's not as bad as you guys think. Remember, Paul Craig is the GOAT of the sport, you know? So people forget that. Yeah, so who should BoNichol fight next? I have zero clue. I don't think he should go into a ranked fight. The only ranked fight I see BoNichol winning, or not winning, but ranked fight that I see would be like a cool fight BoNichol would probably win in a good fashion is maybe the Shera fight. But they're not going to do that to Shera. They're not going to give him a grapple. They're going to protect Shera, and I respect that a lot. And I agree with them for protecting Shera Butimagomedov from grapplers. I think you should do that with him, with a rising star like him. So, yeah, BoNichol. Who are good middleweights outside the rankings? Joe Pyfer? Maybe, yeah, Joe Pyfer, maybe. I don't even know. Like, I don't really pay attention to outside the ranking middleweights or really anyone outside of the rankings at all. I am a fake fan after all, so, you know. Paul Craig, he could go fight whoever he wants. It doesn't matter. Paul Craig's good. He's a guy who should stick in the sport for long. Who should stay in the sport for long. And yeah, maybe he could go back to 205. Maybe he'll stay at middleweight. Doesn't matter. He's huge though also. He looked way bigger than Bo. Let's talk about it. Charles Oliveira versus Michael Chandler. This was definitely fight of the night probably. Yeah, I can't really see another fight that was better than this one. This fight was so good. First of all, Charles Oliveira put on an absolute clinic as far as grappling and striking. He shat on Michael Chandler. And Michael Chandler, I don't necessarily think it was ring rust. Or octagon rust. I think it was just Charles Oliveira was better, man. He was bigger. He seemed honestly stronger in a lot of scenarios. His shots were way better. Though his shots, one of the shots, I was like, whoa, is that Hamzat Chimaev? Let's chill out though, you know. Yeah, his shots were really good. I was surprised he's able to shoot from distance. We haven't really seen that much from Charles, and yeah, that was very good. Then he just pieced up Michael Chandler on the feet. Yeah. Fifth round though, pretty good round. I would say you could give Chandler that round. He put Charles Oliveira in a lot of trouble. Now it wasn't Michael Chandler being good. It was Charles Oliveira not respecting Michael Chandler in the fifth round and kind of moving around with his head up like this. And he got caught, of course, and got in some trouble. And then we had this. We saw in their first fight, Charles Oliveira was on Michael Chandler's back, and he threw him back. Michael Chandler did that a bunch of times where he just jumped onto his back. He did that in the last 10 seconds of the fight. Very cool moment. Good for Michael Chandler. Who should Michael Chandler fight next? You know, it's tough. He said Max Holloway for the BMF belt. Maybe that could be a good fight, actually. They'll probably do it. And then he called out Conor McGregor. You know what? Fuck it. Why not do the Conor McGregor fight? Why not still try to get that fight? I think Connor's going to be back soon, guys. I don't think he's done with the sport. A lot of you guys think he is. I don't think he is. They'll talk to Conor, and if Conor says, he needs a little more time, they're definitely going to do Max Holloway. I don't see really anything else. Charles, have him fight for the belt again. Why not? Have him fight Islam. There's really no other lightweights. I cannot think of other lightweight. Obviously, Islam is going to fight Sarukian first. Have Charles fight the winner of Islam and Sarukian. Or the loser. Or the loser. Yeah, if Islam beats Sarukian, have Charles fight Islam. And if Sarukian were to beat Islam, have Charles fight Islam. Why not? But yeah, toss Charles Oliveira. I think Islam's going to beat Sarukian. It's going to be a tough fight. I think Islam's going to beat Sarukian, though. So throw Charles Oliveira with Islam again. There's really no other lightweights that are rising that can challenge for the belt right now. Gaethje just got knocked out. Poirier just lost to Islam. Dan Hooker's Dan Hooker, and we're not going to see that. Beneil Dariush, nowhere to be found after he lost to Charles Oliveira. Gamrot doesn't exist anymore. I hate Gamrot. I pray on his downfall. He disappointed me a lot. Yeah, there's no one else to challenge for the belt. So give Charles Oliveira the title shot next. John Jones versus Stipe Miocic, guys. Most of this fight was absolutely terrible, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, not absolutely terrible, but it wasn't a good fight. John looked like shat on the feet. His kicks were very good. He was able to keep his kicks from 205 and bring him up to heavyweight. His kicks were very good. He has probably like one of the best kicks in the heavyweight division. They're so fast. They're accurate. His inside low kicks are good. His out calf kicks are good. Obviously, his spinning back kick, which TKO'd Stipe Miocic, cracked his ribs, just pushed his stomach side of his body in. Amazing kick by John Jones in the third round. Yeah, just good finish. His boxing looked like absolute shit. They both look so. First of all, Stipe's done. Obviously, he said he's gonna retire, and he didn't really look that good. He looked good in some instances, but it wasn't bad. Now the first round was very cool. John Jones was able to trip Stipe, a very good trip. He grabbed the head and just like a typical trip you guys see, on the playground or something when you're kids. It was actually really cool. Yeah, he got Stipe down. I thought the fight could have been stopped it was close to getting stopped in the first round, but Stipe went through it. He had like no cuts on his face, which was weird. He was getting elbowed so much. I think John threw in a couple, 12 to 6s. But yeah. So Stipe's done. Now, who's John going to fight next? First of all, John Jones did an amazing job ducking Tom Aspinall. Shout out to Joe Rogan for trying to ask him, though. He said, who do you want to fight, Pereira or Tom Aspinall? I feel like Joe Rogan said Pereira a little too much. John Jones said he's not retiring, though. And if he's not retiring, his next fight has to be Tom Aspinall. It will be Tom Aspinall. Right? He did not mention that he would fight Tom Aspinall. He said he's in negotiations, and he'll see he's open to fights. He said give the people what they want. Joe Rogan asked him what he meant by that. He avoided the question. So he definitely does not want to fight Tom Aspinall. They did not get Tom Aspinall in the octagon. They should have. The UFC is stupid for that. They should be forcing John Jones into this fight to make a huge payday and one of the biggest pay-per-view. You could sell one of the biggest pay-per-views in the UFC ever off of this. I'm telling you, you can. I'm going to just be straight up. John Jones's hands looked shit. He did this thing where he ran away from Stipe. It literally turned his back and ran away. You cannot do that against Tom Aspinall. His hands just didn't look good, man. And his grappling, you know. Stipe was able to defend. John Jones' kicks are better than Tom Aspinall's. His kicks are very good, and I can see if Tim and Tom Aspinall were to fight, his kicks could give Tom Aspinall problems. But that's it. His boxing's too slow, man. He's too slow. This honestly, it looked like a number 6 versus number 8 guy fighting. I'm gonna be straight up. It wasn't that. This was not the undisputed champion. They announced John Jones, and still the undisputed. It's disputed. You know, there's an interim champion. Now I wonder, did they strip Tom Aspinall of the interim belt? I don't know, because they've never had a situation like this. But you know, you never know. So John Jones versus Tom Aspinall next. If Dana keeps his promise, Dana said the winner of this will absolutely fight Tom Aspinall if they do not retire. So it's John Jones versus Tom Aspinall next. That's what we know. So, yeah. Good card though. You know, some undercarded fights were pretty good. Yeah, the Charles fight, amazing. Put Charles in with Islam. Put Chandler in with Holloway or McGregor. That was very funny when Chandler shouted out, you know, Conor McGregor. Again, bro. Like, come on, bro. BoNichol, yeah. He has some improving to do. His striking was good though. He very good striking. Not the highest level, you know. Most ranked middleweights would piece him up, but it is what it is. Let Bo slowly improve, you know. John Jones versus Tom Aspinall next. Charles versus Islam next. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment whatever you want. And peace out.